So let's get right into it and run Word for the first time and see what we can actually make with it. So I'm just going to press my Start button and choose Word 2016. If you're using 2013, exactly the same, except of course it will say 2013 or 2010 or whatever version you're using. Okay, I'm presented here with what is effectively a version of what's called the Backstage view. This is basically the opening screen before you get to work on any document. On here, it gives you a list of the standard kind of templates you can work to if you wanted to. Gives you an idea of the kind of things you can make with Word. And these are just tasters. There are many more available online. So you can start with a blank document. There's a little take a tour for Word there. Standard single space documents all the way into nice colourful report designs or nice colourful assignment calendars and invites and event flyers and invoices and all those kind of good things. And once you've launched this screen, you can actually find other things to do. So you could type in here something like, say, I don't know, let's say newsletter. Oh, if I could type correctly. There we go. And Word will do a search and it gives you some example templates of newsletters that it's found. And also down here on the right hand side, it lists what category or tags it may have against that kind of document. So if I then select business, it's got newsletters in the business area. And you can click on one of these and actually edit it to something that you'd like. And we're going to do that in just a moment. If I go back, I'm just taking a back step just here. So again, we can click on any of these, or we can search for something more interesting in here. And there's even some suggestions of search up here. On the left hand side, it gives you a list of the documents that you have most recently used. Now I've launched Word in this session, in this account, a couple of times before and saved some documents just for the purpose of this course to start us going along. So it's given me a document that I've edited today, and it says it's recently today, and one that I did last week. And if I want to, I can click on Open Other Documents, and it will ask me to go looking for other documents that I want to open. We're going to come to that at a later stage. I'm just going to click the back button there. Now there's even some options in here. So this document here we're going to be looking at a bit later on. But if I right click this, I've got 6 options. One is quite naturally to open it as a copy, so leaving the original alone, just opening a document that looks the same but is not the same document. Copying the path to a clipboard, so this will be useful if you have here a really lengthy embedded set of folders and you want to be able to retrieve or list where that content is. If you copy that path to the clipboard, you can then use it and paste it into an Explorer or into a Notepad document, something to give you a reference of where to go find these documents. Pin to list will mean that it does the same as this little button here, pin this item to the list, and basically means you can cycle through many documents, but this one will always stay there unless you say otherwise. I'm just going to unpin that. So pinning it to the list makes it stay in this list no matter how many documents you go through and save. Remove from this list, we'll simply just remove it here. It doesn't remove the document. The document stays exactly where you've left it in the folder, wherever you saved it, in your OneDrive, in your folder somewhere. It doesn't change that. It just removes it from this list of recent documents. And clear unpinned documents is a little bit the same, except it will clear everything from the list that you haven't pinned. So that's just those sections there. So looking back on the right side, what we're going to do is just take a quick jump into the kind of things you can make. And oh, look, it even goes old school to faxes there. So let's go to a personal letterhead. I'm going to click on that. It gives you a bigger picture of what it kind of looks like. There's a nice little graphic at the bottom, and it gives you your thing. I mean, it's a little bit Americanized, but that's fine. Tells you it's got what the download size is, who made it, and gives you a preview of what it looks like. So I'm going to click on Create. Word's going to download it, and it drops it here. So it drops in my account name at the top left. It gives me a drop down of this, so I can choose just a date. So it's going to say I'm going to write this tomorrow. Publish that. In here, I can double click and actually put my address, so I can go 123 or 2334 even. Haven't got my hands on the keyboard properly. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Anywhere, street, Amy Town, Anytown, 01909. I don't know if that's a real code or not. 454565, and we'll go with Oxford Skills at outlook.com. There we go. I'm going to double click back in the main body of the text there. So what this template does is it splits this kind of recurring fixed, so to speak, content in the top called the header. And we'll go into headers a bit more detail on another video. But it basically keeps it there so you can't override it and it will always get printed for you. So if you want to edit anything in the header, you have to double click in there and then it lets you select what you want to do. And when you're finished editing the header, you double click in the main part of the document, which is called the body, and then you can change what you want. So what else do we have here? So we've got dear recipient, so that's just text, so I can change this to Mr. Gripshank, some name I'm making up there. There's some text, so you can just change the text, double click it. There we go. Just have to click it once to select it all and go, hello and welcome to my letter. Isn't this lovely? And you can see you just carry on typing there. That's just, it should be a question mark, of course. You can carry on typing. There we go. You can change your name there if you want to. And at the bottom, there's the footer, which is just a recurring graphic. And there you go. There's your first document. That's how you can do a letter with a nice top and tail. Now obviously not everybody wants a little birdie in their header. That's just what the template gives you. So if you double click there, you can click that, and then you can, using items we'll show you in future courses, future videos in this course rather, we'll show you how to edit this, but in this case I'm just going to delete it. There we go. I never want to now. I can just save this document, so I'm going to go File, Save As. I'm going to put it into my OneDrive rather than on the computer. I'm going to go to my Word 2016 folder. I'm going to just type a name for the document, which will be example letter, and save that. And that's now saved. Now if I now go back to the file options, nope, that's a mistake. Ignore me there. We'll edit that out. Right, so that's that. I'm going to close the document down now. And I'm now going to relaunch Word. Now as you can see, that letter we've done has now appeared in the recent items. And I can click on that to reopen it. And there we go. So that's just getting a quick tour on how to start creating a document from a template. That will do for this video, and we'll move on to the next one.